Google Drive is your own personal storage box right on the internet. It's a place where you can keep the things you write, pictures you take, videos, slideshows, and other important files. It works just like a documents folder you'd keep on your computer, except the whole thing is kept online. That means you can open it up even when you're not at home. Before we look inside your Drive, let's look at how you'd find it. First, you'll need a Google account. To set one up, just go to google.com, click this icon, and then click My Account. From there, look for Create Your Google Account and follow the prompts. I'm using the Chrome browser, which is probably the best choice for using Google Apps, but this may also work in other browsers. Once you've done that, anytime you go to google.com, you would use that same icon to get into your Drive. This is a Google Drive that's full of files and folders. When you first open your Google Drive, there won't be very much in it. Along the top, you'll see the Quick Access display. These are the files you worked on most recently. Under that will be your folders, and under that are individual files that haven't been placed inside folders. So if I click inside this folder, I'll find other files inside it. To go back to my main drive, I can just click My Drive. Along the top of your drive is a search bar that allows you to search all the different items inside your drive. I know I have a picture of a dog here, so I'm going to search the word dog. When I click search, the picture of the dog comes up, along with two other files that evidently have the word dog in them. And I'll go back to my drive by clicking here. Now let's look in the upper right-hand corner. We've already looked at this icon, which is how you can get to the other Google apps. If you click on here, you'll see you can get to your Gmail from here, you can get into Drive, you can also open up Docs, Sheets, and Slides, open up your calendar, and so on. This is the notifications icon. If you have these turned on, you'll get notifications here if anything changes in your drive. Normally this won't even happen until you start sharing documents with other people. To change your notification settings, click on Settings and go to Notifications. Right now mine is only set to send me an email when something changes inside my Google Drive, but you can also switch to Browser and it'll ask you some other questions. Right now I've got that turned off. As for the other settings, I'm not going to go into the details here because the default settings are already pretty good, but you may want to explore that on your own. This button here probably won't be on your drive unless you're an administrator, so we're going to skip that. The Information button will tell you the activity that you've been doing lately on your drive. So we'll click that. There are two tabs. Activity just shows what you've been doing lately in here. And then in the Details tab, it gives you information about specific files. I don't have any of these files selected yet, so it doesn't say anything down here. But if I click on this, for example, then the details of that file open up. It tells me things like the file size, where it's located, who the owner is, and that sort of thing. Notice when I have a file selected, more buttons come up, but when I click off of it, a lot of them disappear. And we'll get into those buttons either later in this video or in another video. This icon changes the way you view the contents of your drive. Mine is currently set to grid view, but if I click it, it changes to a list view. In the list view, it's automatically set up to show folders first and then files. Right now, it's showing that they're going to be put in order of when the folder or file was last modified. I can put that in order starting with the most recent and going down, or I can flip that and I can put the most recent down at the bottom. I can also change it to when the item was last modified by me or when it was last opened by me. In the grid view, you have a few more options for how to view it. You can change it to last modified, up or down, or you can change it to putting it in order by the name, in alphabetical order. And then you have those other two options, modified by me and opened by me. Let's move over to the side panel. If I click on this arrow beside the words My Drive, I can get a list of all the folders that are in my drive. If I had any folders inside of these, then when I click on this, it would drop down and show more folders. We're going to watch in another video about how you can create folders inside of other folders. It doesn't list all the documents and files, but it's a way of seeing all the folders in your drive. Under that, I can look at the files that are shared with me. These are not files that I necessarily created. These are files that other people created and shared with me. I can also look at files that I recently worked on. I can look at Google Photos, which is a way that you can upload your own photos and store them within Drive. We're not going to get into details on that, but that is just another viewing option. And then there's something called starred. Right now it says I have no starred files or folders. I'm going to show you what that is. Let's go back to my drive. Let's say that this particular file is something really important to me and I want to be able to grab it quickly. Suppose I have hundreds of files in here. So I can right click it and click Add Star. Then when I click Starred, that file appears. Finally, we have the trash. Moving items here basically just gets them out of the way. You have to permanently delete them individually by going like this. You can click Delete Forever here. You can also click on it and choose Delete here, and that will delete it forever. Or you can delete all of the items in your trash at once by clicking this item here and choosing Empty Trash. Until you do one of those things, these files will continue to take up space in your drive. Now, if you've got something in the trash that you don't want and you actually want to return it to where it was, then you can right-click on it and choose Restore, and that will put it back to wherever it was in your drive. Here it is. At the very top is the New button, where you can either create a new file or folder or upload something. Click on that to show you. Now, this is what makes Google Drive way better than a regular storage folder on your computer. Inside Google Drive, you have these free tools that actually allow you to create things right inside Google Drive. In another video, we're going to show you how to create a folder and upload files and all that, but I'll give you a quick preview right here of these. You can create a new Google Doc, which is similar to Microsoft Word. It's a word processing program. You can create a new Google Sheets, which is a spreadsheet, a lot like Excel. Or you can create a new Google Slides. This is very similar to PowerPoint. Once I start to work on each of these files, they're actually going to appear in my drive. Now, once you've started to upload and create lots of files, it becomes really important to make sure you're keeping them organized. In the next video, we'll talk about managing files and folders.